Success and crisis in perpetuity. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chelsea Football Club. Right guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Chelsea. More specifically, I guess Chelsea moving forwards. There's the transfer ban to talk about. Well, I know Chelsea have now officially appealed to the Court of Arbitration of Sport. I think that's not necessarily to get it frozen. I think that's literally to appeal the decision and get it lifted. Sarri looks like he's been allowed to leave the club by Chelsea to go and manage Juventus, which is great for Maurizio Sarri. And really notably, Eden Hazard leaving Chelsea and leaving the Premier League, man. 7 years. Man, what 7 years. What a player. Had an amazing stint at Lille, and then he wanted to come to the Premier League. Loads of clubs were in for him, including Manchester United. He sort of kept a few people guessing, and then he tweeted he's joining the Champions League winners, which at the time were Chelsea. And I think he wanted to win the Champions League, and although he hasn't with Chelsea, he's won 2 Europa Leagues, which is still, you know, pretty good. 2 Premier Leagues, an FA Cup, a League Cup, a PFA. Player of the Year, whatever it is, Player of the Year award, and just countless, dozens and dozens of Man of the Match awards, and loads of other individual awards as well. What a superb stint. 7 years. 7 years is a long time in football's current climate, and to just always, you know, knuckle down and just try and enjoy your football and play football like Eden Hazard's done. It's a long stint, and it's amicable. Chelsea don't want to let him go, but it's a gracious split. All Chelsea fans are just, if you can make the comparison to how Courtois left Chelsea, which couldn't be further, well, more opposite, and how Hazard's leaving the club, is just posting countless posts of praise and thanks and edits and stuff like that, and all Chelsea fans are wishing him well. He wrote a really nice statement. I know the generic response is heartfelt messages from players leaving clubs that have been there for a while, but this really did resonate with the reader in terms of how he sort of dissects the journey, thanks the club for realising 2 dreams, helping him realise 2 dreams, 1 to play in the Premier League for Chelsea, and 2 to play for Real Madrid. He's never been coy about saying Real Madrid's his dream club, and I think that's probably served his cause rather well, not in just getting his move to Real Madrid, but conditioning the Chelsea fan base, and indeed the Premier League fan base, that, yeah, eventually, if I can, I'll go. I think he's been very transparent of how he's loved his time in England, and, you know, let's get it right, the majority of his prime he spent playing in the Premier League. It's not like he's 23, who spent a couple of good years, bought as a promising youngster, spent a couple of years in the Premier League and jumped ship. You know, he's leaving at 28, going on 29, so he's served excellent time in the Premier League, yet he still gets a 5-year deal, big money move to his dream club. So it kind of works out perfectly for everyone. I'm going to talk about Chelsea without Eden Hazard in a bit, but just to sort of finish on Hazard, articles bloody coming out everywhere, as you can imagine, talking about him. You know, more trophies than Thierry Henry, more Premier League goals than Cristiano Ronaldo. I know there's context required in both those stats, but the BBC released quite like a nice article, quite comprehensive statistical report on Hazard, how he, in his time since he's been in the Premier League, no one has completed more take-ons and dribbles than him, which we know he's a dribbling, fantastic, exciting player. But no one's created as many chances as him. I think second to him is David Silva, but he's created the most chances. And in terms of goal contributions, goal involvements, in the Premier League era, the only player in his position that has more goal involvements than Eden Hazard is Ryan Giggs. And Ryan Giggs played in the Premier League for 22 years, I think they wrote. Or he was at, 22 seasons, whether he was playing all that time. Sounds like a long time. I know he was playing for a long time, but still, Hazard's been only playing for 7, so you do the math. Which actually leaves Hazard's ratio a lot better than Ryan Giggs in terms of goal involvement. So an absolutely magnificent player, and it's not these statistical numbers really that demonstrate Hazard's brilliance. It's how he's an entertainer. He's one of those players that will just get you out of your seat, and you think, bloody hell, what a player. There's not enough highlights. There's not enough space to get everything, all these highlights onto one reel. It's just insane. It's a shame because I feel that the quality of the league has actually dropped through the loss. There's a lot of people talking about the English football hasn't suffered such a loss since Cristiano Ronaldo. Still, anyway, huge loss to the league and Chelsea Football Club, but hopefully he can go and recognise his own individual ambitions and maybe win the Ballon d'Or, because ultimately he's a really nice guy, Hazard, and football fans from across the world would recognise that. So he's gone. 188 million up front, raising to 130 in add-ons, which you'd imagine he'd achieve that because of his quality. And so Maurizio Sarri out as well. Again, this is a proper amicable split, I think. There's a lot of people that back Sarri, and quite rightly so, not just because he's delivered a really good season for Chelsea, because despite everything, it's been a really good season, but I think also he is a nice guy. People give him shit, but he's a nice guy. He's got a really positive outlook on football, and he's progressive. He might not be the youngest coach. In fact, he's probably he's in his 60s now, but he's got a very progressive outlook. But maybe the face didn't suit the sort of media's agenda, which it sounds like a really horrible thing and it is to a degree, but he's not, rightly or wrongly, probably wrongly, he's not the sort of best brand for the club, which can affect everything in its entirety. Now that's certainly probably a critique on the club and English football, but still, he delivered a great season. It was a difficult season for him, and at times for the fans and the players, for everyone involved. But he leaves with his first medal. Lovely pre-match presser of the final when he says he loves his players, and he does love English football. But the dude's got a chance to go to Juventus. Speaking about Eden Hazard, he's going to look about how important Hazard contributed to the 49% of Chelsea's Premier League goals this season. Be fucked about him. Certainly how things are at the moment, which I'll go and talk about in a second, but he knows he's going. I reckon as soon as he knew that was going, he's had to have this sobering, lucid moment next season is not going to be easy. I mean, Chelsea have appealed the ban, so it's not like they're not necessarily, there was big talk about not supporting Sarri via appealing the ban, but they are. I think Sarri is jumping ship through no fault of Chelsea's own, really. He's just got a better job offer, and he's losing his best player, and he gets to go and coach Ronaldo and win Scudettos. He's had a long career, Sarri. This dude's been on a grind, and now he's going to reach the king's throne in Italy. He's an Italian. He's going to sit on the throne. Game of fucking Thrones, Football Italia version. Do you know what I mean? So you can't begrudge him that. It's the same with Hazard to Madrid. Although it's sort of easier with Sarri, well, it is easier with Sarri for obvious reasons than letting Hazard go, but it kind of just makes sense, and Chelsea are going to have to look to do something a bit different. So good on Maurizio Sarri, I guess. That's a promotion for him. He'll get to win Scudettos, maybe a Champions League, coach Cristiano Ronaldo. I think Cristiano Ronaldo, interestingly, again, it's just paper talk or rumours, he actually championed the appointment of Maurizio Sarri because although Allegri's winning pragmatic style, they got turned over by Ajax in the Champions League through fast passing. Fast football, fast passing. Obviously Juventus aren't known for that at the moment with their last two coaches. So Ronaldo will see that and he'll be like, look, I want to stick around and win the Champions League for you, but we need a fast-passing, progressive, open-play coach, and Maurizio Sarri is exactly that. They would have seen it in Serie A when they accumulated 91 points, but also they would have seen the success at Chelsea, win a European trophy, get to a final, and become third below two superpowers. People from the outside looking in will know the resources of Manchester City and Liverpool, or certainly what they've got on their teams at the moment, and how settled they are in their projects with Klopp and Guardiola. So they'll look at that and say, all right, well, Chelsea's a bit of a shit show, so for them to be just underneath and win a major trophy, all this stuff, great, he's obviously done a good job, so they'll recognise that. And he's quite laissez-faire to a degree, I think, or certainly his outlook with, I don't know how hard his training is, but he talks about the joy of football, Sarri, so good luck to him. I hope he's a success at Juventus. And yeah, well, good luck to both Hazard and Sarri. So let's talk about Chelsea moving forward. Okay, so painting a positive, I mean, it's so easy to be negative saying the best player's going. Pulisic coming in, who's promising, but obviously to expect him to come anywhere near Hazard for a long time. I mean, he's about a similar age. He's actually like a year younger or the same age Hazard was when he turned up at Chelsea, but Hazard was ripping up Europe. So it's a lot to ask. He's a good addition, but it's easy to be doom and gloom because of the ban, that's the loss of the player, the uncertainty with the manager. But you can look at positives. Let me just get another negative out of the way. Reece James broke his ankle yesterday. I was talking on Twitter, like, just waiting for the inevitable piece of information to come through that Tammy Abraham has done his cruciate ligament. Anyway, but injuries, transfer ban, and everything aside, there is positives. Chelsea recognise there needs to be a change now, a new dawn. They're bringing in Pear, excuse me, that looks like he's going to be the footballing director, which is huge. Because in terms of having an intelligent footballing person in the club that's only just come out of the game, who's got great connectivity with fans and people at the board, just people working in the club, he's trusted by everyone. Perfect, we need that. And hopefully with new coaching staff that can actually, that correlates with Cech and works with them well, this could be an important new, actually sound structure at the club. We do have, granted injured, but really promising young English Chelsea superstar talent that probably will re-sign and be circulated into the first team. Well, we know Ruben Loftus-Cheek's already a first team player, as is basically Callum Hudson-Odoi, and Reece James is going to be around the club. So that's a promising new dawn, a new day of Chelsea. And although they're injured, that's there. It does look like the Ruben and Callum Hudson-Odoi will both re-sign. So you've got Cech coming back as a director, you've got the two superstar youth players re-signing, Pulisic arriving, maybe Tammy Abraham coming back and circulating with Giroud. I know none of this is Galactico stuff, but it kind of leads me on to my sort of most important point. People want like big names. We were very blessed to have Eden Hazard at the club, but people want big Galactico names, but in a way that can actually work to the detriment of the club in loads of ways. Look at how big signings can go wrong in clubs across Europe. I don't need to list off the Alexis Sanchez's to United and whatever ones in Europe as well. What the club needs to do now is actually look to be a systemic team. It can't be the Eden Hazard team anymore. I've tweeted about it before, but I'll talk about it now. He's carried Chelsea because he's had to. And he's had to because it's the Eden Hazard team in a weird. It's kind of a weird paradox, right? Like the snake eating itself. Because when you've got Hazard on the pitch, he doesn't play systems well, and that's fine. He hasn't played Sarri. He's probably one of the people that have played Sarri's system the worst this season, right? Yeah, he's been the best player. But that's because people pass him the ball and he does his own thing, and he's so talented, he makes things work. And not only do people know that gets fermented into the team and conditioned into the fellow players' mind. They're like, right, well, fuck, the system's not working, but he's there. Give him the ball, he'll wriggle around and he'll score a goal and he'll force something, he'll force the issue. When Hazard goes, now he's gone rather, there's inherently a sort of inferiority complex that develops in players, I call it, where they know they're not as good as Eden Hazard, because they know, and they get reminded of that every day. And they feel that they're obligated to give him the ball when the system's not working. But now, that's not the case anymore. So whether players should inherently feel better in themselves, because they no longer have said inferiority complex, they back themselves. Suddenly the belief is distributed in the team rather than the individual. That creates a shift, and that shift should be a positive one systematically. The team should play better. I know you can make the example of Galacticos like Ronaldo and Messi drag their teams through, but they're still full of like general quality everywhere. Chelsea are going to have to function better as a team now, and that might suit them better. And I genuinely think it will. It won't be as entertaining as having Hazard on the ball at times, but you'll have a bit more team belief. It won't be Eden Hazard FC is over. And it is a new day for Chelsea, and it's an exciting new day because it's not this every year. It would be like, oh, okay, we might win a trophy, like, which is great. I don't want to like make this sound negative because it's been superb, but it's all been I was going to say predictable, probably the most unpredictable club in England. But just nothing surprises you when it comes to just being shit, Hazard bailing you out, maybe Pedro banging the odd decent goal, shit strikers along the way. It's forcing Chelsea's hand, and it's forcing move. It's like you got to hit the bottom before you hit the top, like a therapeutic evolution, you know, when you rise again. And that had to happen with Chelsea sooner rather than later. So, you know, it's been a wonderful run, but there is a core DNA belief in Chelsea with winning, and that will carry on. Which leads me to coaches. For this new age, this new dawn, this new day of Chelsea to work essentially. Obviously, there's some loanees have to be recalled, which I believe they are. Pulisic comes in, Cech comes in to work with the coaching staff, and there needs to be coaching staff. So this is going to be the real interesting one over the next few days, and I will upload videos on it and stuff. But if it is Frank Lampard looks like he should not really be inclined to stay at Derby with how they are and the finances and the loan recalls. They can't have the same players or whatever. Again, I've stated how I feel like it would be risky to waste Hazard, but it's Lampard. But what I would urge you to do right now is go and check out the video I've done on Frank Lampard. I analyse how he'd work at Chelsea with these players, and I also talk about how his Derby team has performed and how they approach the game, how Frank Lampard, approaches the game as a manager. So go check that out. It's a few videos ago, the Frank Lampard video. So, but I feel the same about that. And other than that, it's like, who would you bring in? Would you bring in Allegri? Back to pragmatism, which would be rather uninspiring. Is he going to play a bunch of kids? And Allegri wants to buy players. He inherently likes to invest, and he'll see the Chelsea squad and he just won't fancy it unless he just fancies a stint in the Premier League and a payday. He'd be better off going to Man United, Allegri. So we'll have to see. I wouldn't keep you guys updated, but have a look at the Frank Lampard video I've done. What an amazing Chelsea career Eden Hazard's had, and what a great season Maurizio Sarri's had, in hindsight, looking back. But I feel like so much has to change for us to move forward, that maybe ultimately, I know a lot of people are fans of Sarri out there. I'm generally a fan of Sarri, but because of all this change that needs to happen, maybe a change of coach goes with it. Yeah, shakedown, bring in the kids and stuff like that. Anyway, I'll do some more videos soon, some transfer videos looking around European football and world football, but I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Please, if you're watching and you have not subscribed yet, subscribe to the video. Come on, do it. Or like the video as well. Subscribe to the video, subscribe to the channel, like the video. That's what I'm going to say. Comment, engage, just get involved, guys. Anyway, enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't